You're broken every part of me. I put it in a big down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. Calm before the storm. I was born for more, now you got me ready for war. Remember my name, everybody out of my way. Back up or get knocked out, this ain't a game. Cause I never stay down when they push me around. See the world stand up when they give me the crown. Now it's don't time, do or die, dead or alive. You can try to kill me, but I will survive. I will survive. You're broken every part of me. I put it in a big down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. You can't stop me. Can't stop me. No, 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 you can't stop me. I'm bloodied and I'm beaten down. I keep rising higher, 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 higher. You're broken every part of me. I put it in a big down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. Can't stop me, no, can't stop me.
What's up, all y'all chicken bastards, and welcome back to It's 1700 Somewhere. As always, I'm Athen.
And I'm Don.
Don. So,
What's going on, guys?
yeah, what's going on, y'all? So we got Lynn Angel saying hi. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
So, yeah, there we are.
Strong opening,
All right. Coming out swinging.
right?
All right. So, oh yeah, I'm leading this one. That's right.
Yes.
So a little hot snack bar.
Yeah, I get to hang back a little bit and relax. All that talking, man, it just wears you out.
Mm-hmm. So we got Stefan Brugman over there checking in, Aloha Snack Bar. And let's get on with our first story for today. So this last week we had some stuff going on. I know Angry Cops covered it, and a couple other people have covered it. We're doing pretty good there, Lynn. So we're just coming off of doing our other show and here for number 2 today. But Angry Cops covered this and all that. So a couple of weeks ago, you had some news coming out that there was an officer in the Navy that was talking some very not nice stuff about some sailors. So let's get into this article real quick. Let me
All right.
Share screen. Bloop. And then application window.
So while he's pulling that up, for all you guys that don't know, in Japan, in housing, some whoa.
Well,
So I'm gonna put it on this until you get that figured out. Yeah. So some officer actually wrote a letter to the housing commission, pretty much saying how he was in danger of his life and he feared for his family's safety because he was grouped with enlisted and he wanted his own separate officer housing. And so that blew up, but and so there was actually some repercussions from it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and get on that. You can go ahead and show the screen now.
Yep.
All right. So I
Here we
didn't
go.
click.
Add a screen. There we go. Got it.
So cool. All right, so we got Navy officer under scrutiny for letter disparaging enlisted sailors as deviants and perverts. There's also another article that said he called them hatchet-wielding perverts. So, Tokyo, an officer at Yokosuka Naval Base is under investigation for reportedly writing a complaint to the base housing office about the deviant nature of enlisted sailors who pose a danger to his family. The letter, allegedly authored by Lieutenant Nathaniel Allison of Naval Hospital Yokosuka, states that living in the Ichigo housing detachment in an apartment building for enlisted families is unacceptable. The message, filled with spelling and grammatical errors, condemns enlisted sailors as perverts and accuses them of egregious behavior such as rape, involvement in drug cartels, and attacking each other with hatchets. Okay, so having been an enlisted sailor and a junior NCO, I will say some of this is kind of reasonably true. I've known some pretty off the walls sailors, but
Yeah, I also know that housing detachment. I know where Ikego is. I mean, I was in a separate housing spot, Negishi, and it's not as bad as like on base, you know?
Really?
Yeah, because on base they had like the apartment towers, right? Like Ikego is like known for having like townhouses. And so it's like, how bad does it like really have to be? You know? But I mean, yeah, granted, I mean, we do get wild. Enlisted does get wild, but as far as he makes it out to be, I mean, get out of here, man.
Right. So let's continue on reading the story and see what else he has to say. So there are often drunk and often hostile sailors hanging around enlisted housing. I can say that's probably likely. The letter states, housing with enlisted greatly increases the risk to my family. I have a good-looking family, a wife and two daughters, ages 3 and 4. They are prime targets to be victims for these enlisted deviant activities. That I don't feel has very much merit to it.
Right.
Maybe the wife, but the daughters, not so much. According to screenshots, the letter was sent February 8th via a Google email account to housing. It began circulating last week on military community Facebook pages, and a YouTube video about the letter has garnered over 300,000 views as of Monday. That was most likely Angry Cops video. The Yokosuka Housing Office declined Stars and Stripes' request for comment. Allison did not respond to attempts to reach him by email. And if you know anything about Angry Cops, so Angry Cops is currently he is a cop. He is a cop, but he is also in the Army Reserve. He is still currently serving in the Army, and I guess he actually took some heat and lost promotions, and actually I think might have been demoted once for his videos on YouTube. So,
right,
there's that about him. All right, so
or if you watch The Wire, yeah, he's police. Their verbiage and on that show is like interesting.
So
he's good police. We need to keep him around.
The Pace Hospital is investigating the letter for the strong remarks and language used. According to response from Naval Hospital Yokosuka, Commanding Officer Captain Carolyn Rice posted Sunday by the hospital's Facebook page. I'm aware of the recent allegation that a member of our staff sent a letter to the housing office with comments disparaging to enlisted service members. She wrote, "We are conducting an internal investigation into the matter, and if any allegations are found to be true, we will take appropriate actions." Allison's command is working with the housing office to confirm the letter's authorship. Hospital spokeswoman Erica Figueroa told Stars and Stripes in a phone call on Monday. So Don and I had actually been kind of monitoring this story along while it was going.
Right.
And actually, let me see if I can get these pulled up in here. We were doing some investigation, kind of looking through, and we Don actually was the one who found it. Some screenshots of someone getting some articles.
I think we might have sent that in Facebook. I don't think we uploaded it to StreamYard.
Okay, so I can get those pulled up.
Yeah, while you pull that up, I'll address some of these comments. Yeah, Gene, he is definitely a dickhead for just like trying to call out like all enlisted, but you know, military is what it is. I mean, there's always going to be that separation between like enlisted and officers. Granted, you know, like we talked about, uh, enlisted we do go hard, but that doesn't mean that I haven't seen some officers go hard. You know, I've seen some pilots definitely are like total bros and chads too. So
Yes, officers can definitely. Well, flight officers can definitely be like that because I was on. Well, you were on aircraft carrier too.
yeah,
So, and then you get some of those like real high speed pilots because we had one on board the Constellation that was um actually also a Navy SEAL. So he was a SEAL and a pilot. And
right.
then our senior medical officer on the cable was a senior medical officer, and he was also a Navy SEAL. So we have some of those guys will tend to be, but I mean, the one on the senior medical officer on the cable was an older officer too, though. All right, so I'm getting these things loaded in real quick. All right.
Oh yeah, GC, Mickey's comment for I'll pull it back up here. Says because I now know that Athen Daly was in the Navy, the song "In the Navy" from the Village People now takes on a whole new meaning for me.
Oh, really? All right,
I'm glad he's ripping on you instead of me.
All right, so Don said hard. All right, so let me get back over to what I was doing. All right, so through our research and all that stuff, Don stumbled upon this right here. So if you look at that, this is basically just a report of people who were brought up on captain's mast for a period of time. So right here we have it. 03 was found guilty at CO's mast on 6th of April. Time frame sounds about right. And then the articles he was charged for was an Article 92, an Article 133, and an Article 134. So we went and we're like, okay, those are interesting. Let's see what those articles are. So Article 92 is disobeying a direct order. Article 133 is conduct unbecoming an officer. And Article 134, conduct which has a tendency to bring the service into disrepute or which tends to lowest public or lower it in public esteem. So these are all just kind of like generalized charges that he's being brought up on. So we're like,
right.
We saw these and was like, this sounds pretty close to what we would expect this officer who's writing this letter to be charged with. So, and then moving forward from that, just a couple days ago, we had this article come out, which I'm sharing screen right now. So is that brought up right now, Don?
You got to click the button and there.
All right. So we've got from Task and Purpose, the Navy is disciplined an officer, and after an investigation determined he wrote a letter complaining about being forced to live with enlisted sailors that he described as deviants and perverts who pose a risk to his family. So, and that'll fit around the whole part about doing anything that could bring the service into bad light. So by him claiming these things about the sailors, it makes the service look bad, and that's conduct unbecoming, and then that would be
right.
Failure to obey an order is just kind of a blanket one they give to everyone if you're going up to mast. So Task and Purpose obtained a copy of the letter that was signed by Lieutenant Nathaniel Allison, PhD, who wrote, oh, so he's actually a doctor. Okay.
Yeah,
who wrote
yeah,
that
yeah,
he had
yeah.
received orders to live in Yokosuka, Japan for the next 3 years, and he was willing to pay for his family to live in a hotel rather than being billeted in enlisted housing. And the typo-written letter, and he was only a lieutenant?
Yep.
And the typo, he ain't even out of his freaking obligated service yet. And the typo-written letter, Allison alleged that the enlisted quarters were unsafe for his family due to rampant drug use, alcoholism, sexual assaults, and other perverts. I personally had to deal with an illicit child molester as my subordinate, wrote Allison, who added that the sailors who hung out in enlisted housing were often drunk and hostile. I have a good-looking family. Okay, so this is same from the first one. They are prime targets to be evicted of these enlisted deviant activities. His family should be safe in housing that is with officers. Officers are more respectable, and these whatever, still don't know what that means, type of deviant activities are incredibly rare compared to deviant activities of enlisted being commonplace. So this dude's just being freaking all hoity. That's 100% all it is. Allison also complained. Sorry. Allison also complained that living with enlisted sailors meant he and his family would be isolated from other officers who would not want to visit them. Moreover, Allison argued that if he were forced to live among the enlisted sailors, he would be duty-bound as an officer to report any instances of drug use, placing his family in danger of being retaliated against, and he would constantly have to break up brawls among the ruffians. Okay, so I can kind of get his point of not wanting to, live in the enlisted housing as an officer, because that even just kind of brings it a little bit too close to the possibility of fraternization and all that stuff, generally, in any terms. Like, so that concern should have been more brought up rather than just completely berating and the enlisted sailors like he's doing. A few tours ago, an enlisted housing unit had two gangs attacking each other with hatchets and other weapons over competing drug turf. Allison wrote in the letter, he did not specify where the axe-laden drug gang rumble went down. So, this seems a bit, extra. A command investigation determined that Allison, who was assigned to Naval Hospital Yokosuka, was the author of the letter, said Regina Kowitz, a spokeswoman for Naval Medical Force Pacific. The command's investigation into this matter has concluded and been adjudicated with appropriate disciplinary measures taken. Kowitz said the command cannot release or discuss the details of administration actions for misconduct due to privacy regulations. Behavior that is not in keeping with good order and discipline with our Navy's core values, or that does not treat others with respect and dignity, will not be tolerated, she continued. Allison was pilloried on social media after Erica Earle of Stars and Stripes first reported news of the letter on Monday. The official Terminal Lance Twitter account, run by Marine veteran, cartoonist, and author Maximilian Uriart, offered the most concise commentary about Allison allegations that enlisted sailors are deviants and perverts. I mean, he's not wrong. That's got a copy of the letter. Wow, that is... He went into long detail. I'm not going to read that. I'll link the article if you guys want to go through and actually read that letter. Here we go. So, yeah. Any thoughts there, Don? Jesus, we got all kinds of comments in there. You're muted, Don, by the way.
It is not that bad. EK was not that bad. I mean, like, he's talking like he's in, like, the projects, and that is not, that's not what it is. Neither one of those housing complexes, either on main base Yokosuka, in Ikego, in Nagishi, it's not the projects, right? I mean, he's just being elitist and saying, oh, I'm an officer, I need to be with other officers. And it's like, dude, you got a townhouse on a Navy base, right? It's like, oh yeah, you could gone to where I was, which you basically had houses, right? Or duplexes or triplexes, right? Like right next to each other. You can go had townhouses, or you can go like to main base Yokosuka, where you had like the apartment towers, right? Or you can use that big officer money and you can get a house out in town.
Yep. So, and I mean, but he's just a lieutenant, so he's not making that officer money yet. As far as officers go, they have a required period of time contract that they have to be in, just like us, and they get automatic promotions. So,
dude, E5s are automatically getting that housing allowance.
Yeah, E5s are, and officers get it as soon as they're in, I think. But he's not making the big officer money yet.
Doesn't matter. It's an allowance.
Yeah, I know.
It's not taken out of his paycheck.
True, but he's got ensign. So ensign, JG, and lieutenant are all gimmies, just like our E1 through E3 are all
right.
Gimmies. So, and you have to spend, I think it's 2.5 years as a ensign, and then 2.5 years as a JG, and then I think it's like 4 years as a lieutenant, and then you've come out of your required term, and then at that point, officers can either choose to get out or they can stay in and recommission. At which point, then they're making the big officer money and they're making all the big officer bucks.
They do get that time and service bump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah. So Mickey Severson.
Yeah, but I mean, that's all he's doing.
But and that's kind of my point on that is he's being so hoity, so high and mighty, and it's like, dude, you're still just a little scrub yourself. So
right. But I mean,
so,
he's got this. I mean, he might not get promoted and he might get out, or I mean, if he chooses to stay in, I mean, he's got a PhD. He'll probably get like a waiver and like stay in if he truly wants to. I mean, you do have stability in the military, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it's like, guys, it's not that bad. And he's working at a Yokosuka hospital. And so, I mean, I don't even know what like the big deal is, you know.
He's
like,
just he's obviously just kind of taking the whole officer thing because, and that happens with a lot of officers. You have officers that are like that are just think they're above you because they're an officer, and then you have other officers that are cool. So
yeah, I mean, he makes it sound like he's living on like a shipping barge, or he's living in like enlisted berthing, right?
Yeah.
Then you actually have more of an argument, right? Or but then again, go in a hotel.
Yeah.
I don't like my town. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Get in a hotel. Do you know how much hotels are in Japan? Ridiculous. Sometimes like a single night, like over like $200, $300 for a mediocre hotel, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Another thing that here in that article, it said that it wasn't going to say what the charges were he recovered by. I mean, we pretty much have this. Well, it's saying he was an 03. Yeah, so 03, yeah, lieutenant. So was found guilty at CO's mass. So it didn't say what his punishment was, what his discipline was. So likely at a captain's mast, I mean, you could be all the way up to being kicked out of service at captain's mast, but
yeah. So this is the preemptive. I think after the fact they actually hand down the punishments. I haven't checked on the page because that was a leak via one of the groups I'm in.
Yeah.
So they actually were, but then again, I mean, at least I don't know about every other branch, but I know like in the Navy, they actually they printed that stuff. They spread it out. There's like it'd be like on the schedule, like captain's mass. So-and-so's going up, so-and-so's going up, so-and-so's going up for X, Y, and Z articles. And then you'll actually have like after the fact, you'll have like this rank. So like 03 charged with, X, Y, and Z.
Well,
so.
I remember on board ship after every captain's mast, the captain would come on the 1MC and give a rundown of the people who were at mast, who they were, their rank, and what they actually got put down on them. So it'd be like when I went to mast, it was petty officer daily, interior communications, electrician, second class. I can't remember what article I was charged for, but I was given 15 days extra duty, 15 days restriction, half month's pay times whatever.
They put you on blast on the 1MC like that?
Oh yeah. And I also got reduced in rank, suspended. So I was still at E5, but they reduced me in rank, but they suspended it. So which means I didn't lose my rank. I just went back to that freshly frocked mode. So
right. And so ours, it would come out with like, what was it? Was it the plan of the day? I mean, it would be like what morning quarters, whatever, like briefing that they would give us. I mean, they would put that out there, but I mean, nobody got blasted on the 1MC. So, yeah, I'm glad. Yeah. I mean, they gave him some BS articles. I mean, the generals, the catch-alls, so to speak. And I mean, he deserves it. And everybody is very thankful. And we are celebrating that this jackass is getting his ass handed to him.
Yep.
I mean,
well, and
yeah,
I want to hear the tickers because they do, like, I know in the Army, they'll do the same thing. They'll put a ticker out. They don't put the names in, but they do say, a specialist or whatever was convicted of this for, and it actually gives a synopsis of what it was and what their punishment is. So, like, I want to see something like that regarding this. What his punishment was, 45, half a month, 2 months reduction in rate.
That's pretty much like the max But like, yeah, that's speculation from Gene there.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's probably what it got. I don't see them actually kicking them out for anything like that. In even reduction in rate, yeah, I can see the reduction in rate because that unbecoming an officer is one that's going to hit them pretty good.
Right.
So.
Oh,
And
what else you
I've
got
seen,
for us, man?
A couple other stories. One thing I was going to say real quick.
Yeah,
I've actually
sure.
seen an officer that was prior enlisted get busted back to enlisted. So he was like a lieutenant and he got busted down to senior chief.
Yeah, I guess if he's within that window. But then again, I mean, it's all skewed, man, because the officers are like in a completely different league. I mean, the way that they protect each other. Like my XO, second in command on the boat, was confined to ship, had multiple drunken incidents, had multiple DUIs.
Damn.
Where he would just like go on liberty, like after work, just go out in town, get shit-faced, cause havoc, and everybody would cover for him.
Yeah.
The second command.
This officer,
a full bird too, a captain.
Oh, damn.
Because
really?
it was a carrier.
Okay,
a captain.
So, well, on my carrier,
find the ship because nobody can trust him. He had to have like Liberty buddies to like take care of him, take him back to the ship every night. I mean,
he didn't get fired?
Did not.
Damn. So it's like, because on mine, the one who got busted down, I think he was our chief engineer. So he was a lieutenant, and he got caught sleeping with an enlisted sailor, someone who worked in the chief engineer's office. And it was like there was stuff on the ship's network. You know how you can upload images and stuff like that. Ship's network. There were pictures on the ship's network of this guy, the officer, and this enlisted person together, and there were other pictures of other enlisted people together and doing things, and like nude pictures of these females on that drive. Oh, and it got found, and there was this whole big bust, and the Chang got caught up in it, obviously because he was involved in it, and his captain's mast for it. He was busted down to senior chief and fired. So,
dude, I found all types of pictures on our ship, like via emails and stuff, because people would save them because they're retarded. Because like how you could like it was like a way like you can go into like settings like the find option in Windows, and you could like say like find, and you could put like the file type, so like .jpg. And if you were to go on like the share drive or like the network, you could like find JPG and bring up like all the pictures that everybody's ever saved on like the network. And some people had some stuff. So, then again, we had like one of our MACs, the Master at Arms Chief. He actually had a scandal from his daughter where they got into it over something, and she put naked pictures of herself on his computer.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so he got brought up on child pornography charges.
Oh no.
So he was going to be a lifer chief for the rest of his term in, even though it was like fraudulent, but nobody's going to promote that guy.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, I mean, there's shit like that like on one of my ships, actually it was a Constellation. It was on the end of our Westpac. We were doing the friends and family cruise from Hawaii back to San Diego.
Right.
And so, there were a bunch of people who had friends and family on. There was a Master Chief's daughter that was on board. And, every single dude on the ship. I mean, we're coming up to the rear end of a Westpac. And this was, at the height of Shock and Awe. In fact, we launched Shock and Awe campaign. We just spent freaking, 90 days in the, at sea without a port visit. And we're on our way back from Hawaii to San Diego. And like, half the ship was going goo-goo over this Master Chief's daughter, right? Turns out there was a security watch that found this Master Chief's daughter on one of the sponsons blowing someone.
Well, I mean, I guess that's like a lot better than what we had in like one of our like comm rooms. We had like one guy blowing another guy, but
a bunch of the Navy. Yeah, but we had a bunch of that stuff happening. But the Master Chief's daughter and the guy who was getting blown, what was fucked up is he actually had a fiance waiting for him on the pier when we pulled in, but he didn't get to go out and see her because he was in the brig. So
yeah, but boat boos are like a thing. That's not. I mean, everybody knows.
But so
I mean, speaking of charges against like officers, I mean, yeah, like our XOI, yeah, complete thing that they swept under the rug. But in my actual captain, or one of my 1, 2, 3 or 4 captains, because I was on the same boat for like 5 years. I mean, he finally got what was coming to him. So he actually, we covered this on like an old episode of 1700 where like he was actually arrested by the FBI, no doubt, for what they hit him with like a whole bunch of stuff like espionage and selling secrets and leaking vital information, all the other stuff. So that guy was a dickhead. So all I could do is actually just cheer that he finally got what was coming to him. So.
So, all right. So we'll move on to another story we've got here. So this next one we're bringing up is about, so if we remember a little while ago, a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, we had that big old container ship that was turned sideways in the Suez Canal.
Right.
So
memes everywhere. It's been gold.
Yes, all the memes. But beyond that, so the ship has been dislodged from its precarious situation and is now not being allowed to leave. Says and I don't understand this. I've seen this multiple times. I don't know if that's some meme thing or what, but they keep calling it the Ever Given ship, even though it's the Evergreen ship.
Right.
I don't know. Can't leave until owners pay $1 billion in compensation. Egyptian authorities said that they wouldn't release the massive ship, which was stuck in the Suez Canal for almost a week, until its owners agreed to pay up $1 billion in compensation. Lieutenant General Osama Rabi, who leads the Suez Canal Authority, told a local news station, according to the Wall Street Journal, the vessel will remain here until investigations are complete and compensation is paid. We hope for a speedy agreement. The minute they agree to compensation, the vessel will be allowed to move. The figure will cover the expense of the equipment and machinery used to clear the way, damage to the canal itself by the dredging, and compensate around 800 people who worked to release the 200,000-ton ship. Peter Berdowski, CEO of Boskalis, the salvage firm hired to extract the Ever Given, said in the statement, are they typing this on a phone with freaking autocorrect? What the hell?
Wait. So I believe the Ever Given might be the actual ship name.
Oh, yep.
And
Okay. Yeah.
Evergreen is the company. Are you able to zoom in on that?
I see it on the bow. I might be able to. Let's see.
Yep. Ever Given is the name of the ship. So
that's right there on the bow. Yep. Ever Given. Okay. So it's not because it's a typo. That is actually the name of the ship. Got it.
Right.
All right. Suez Canal unblocked. We pulled it off. Boskalis announces a successful salvage operation of the grounded 20,000 TEU container vessel Ever Given in the Suez Canal by the expert salvage team of Boskalis subsidiary SMIT Salvage. With a length of 400 meters and a width of nearly 60 meters, this giant ship had been wedged in this vital shipping route since 23 March 2021, blocking all shipping traffic ever since. For the refloating of the 224,000-ton container vessel, approximately 30,000 cubic meters of sand was dredged to help free the vessel, and a total of 11 harbor tugs and 2 powerful seagoing tugs, Alp Guard and Carlo Magna, were deployed. The vessel is towed to a location outside the channel for further inspection. All right. So, and this is going to be a bunch of Twitter updates and all that stuff of the removal of the ship. Oh, it's from Panama, huh? And there's a video there.
It'll just be a recap of everything we just talked about. So
the ship is out, and now they're not going to be able to move it until they pay $1 billion. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you got to think, like, did you see like the site map of like how many ships that one ship was holding up?
Oh yeah, they were all over the place. And there was concerns about pirate attacks because Somalia is right there.
Right.
So
I mean, it's granted that they're going to be charged that much money, right? Because I mean, you stop like shipping and like distribution of like so many goods and products from multiple companies from multiple countries, right? That utilize that canal.
Yeah.
But what it's also surprising to me, like when exactly was the Suez Canal built?
That I don't know.
Because if you see it, it's like on the edge of the canal, the walls it's just sand, right? I mean, everything else, like I guess locks, especially in some canals. I mean,
1859 was when construction was started. Construction began September 1859, started April 1859, and was completed in November of 1869.
1869 has been around. Nobody's decided to put up like concrete walls on that thing. It's just sand. I mean, you're running in the land. And then you saw, if you can pull that up, like the image of that that backhoe, that excavator.
On
that article you were just on.
Right here. Yeah, it's all just sand.
Yeah, look, all sand. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there was like a concrete wall, then it would just like smack or damage the ship, and then it would bounce off, not get lodged and grounded out, right? Because look at it. I mean, it's like.
I guess the idea is if it's not broke, why fix it?
I mean, it is cheaper, and most people can stay in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
they drew a dick.
Yeah. They drew a dick and then they ran themselves aground. So yeah, see, all those dots are like or ships.
Yep.
And then I don't even think that's the worst of it. I saw post blockage or during the blockage, like hundreds of those like little dots being ships that are, got them, can't get through.
All locked up in the Dead Sea. You got them up here coming into the canal.
Right.
And you got people coming in from the other side of the canal.
Right.
So, and then on the outside of the
and on the outside side too. So, yeah, they deserve it. $1 billion. I'm surprised it's not more.
Well,
but $1 billion is a lot.
The $1 billion is just paying back the owners of the Suez Canal, is what it sounds like to me. So that's not even getting into paying back any of the commercial and
I'm surprised. I mean, I won't be surprised, I should say, if there aren't more pending lawsuits.
Oh, I'm sure there will be
from all those other companies.
Oh yeah, because
against Evergreen. But then again, Evergreen's like a massive shipping and distribution company, right?
If a lot of these lawsuits, like a lot of these companies are able to actually put lawsuits and they go through and Evergreen gets sued by these people, that might put them into bankruptcy because these other companies had lost so much. Like, it was like a legit, effect on the worldwide economy with the ship being stuck and shutting down the canal.
Well, my 401k didn't take a hit, so not that much of an impact.
So, I mean, but it didn't impact the worldwide economy. So,
yeah.
So and if it had lasted too much longer, it would have continued to affect it. So,
sure.
But, so we're at 38 minutes. Let's see. We covered the Ever Given.
Yep.
So now, what are we going to go for?
I think we got time for one more before we do reads about the halfway point.
All right. So do you have something you want to?
Oh, I got plenty of things. Let's see. How far do we want to go down the rabbit hole? Let's go. Oh, good. This isn't going to pop up because I don't know if I want any images of it. We're going to go this. All right. Let me make this bigger. All right.
That's what she said.
Oh, wait. Wrong one. This one I need to click. All right. Sorry. The Amy Poehler lookalike stripper who squirted vaginal fluids at a cop is fake. But then again, have you seen like deep fakes lately?
Deep fakes can be pretty incredible. Like you can
So on Wednesday, Twitter users were surprised to see comedian and Parks and Recreation star Amy Poehler's name trending. Twitter's explanation to users: people are pointing out the resemblance an arrested Florida woman bears to comedian Amy Poehler, implied the story that caused Poehler's name to trend as well. Here we go. Here's a snippet from Twitter. Amy Poehler, people are pointing out the resemblance between an arrested Florida woman that bears to comedian Amy Poehler. Yet the news story, which is accompanied by a mugshot of Poehler's doppelganger, seems to have a few holes in it. Miami stripper arrested for squirting vaginal fluids at police officers in self-defense. Ladies,
I gotta see a video of this.
we need you to chime in. If you are threatened, is that an appropriate way for self-defense?
She can just do this on command, though? Just like squirt?
Yeah, kudos for being able to. Not every woman can, but...
Or was she like fervently going to town and the cop was like, okay, I'm going to have to arrest you. And then she was like,
wait. Give me a second. Almost there. No, I got something for you. No, stay away. Oh, and here's her mugshot. Yeah, and that really does, look like Amy Poehler.
She's I could see a resemblance, yeah.
Yeah, or like a sister,
mm-hmm.
The story associated with the mugshot is actually fake. Oh, so it's even fake. Oh, thank you, Snopes. It was written by World News Daily Report, a satirical website. Oh, people don't do their research. The mugshot, however, depicts an actual woman who was arrested in Houston. In real life, she was not accused of any of the acts. Well, damn.
Well, darn.
WNDR makes it no secret that its stories are about as real as the town of Pawnee, Indiana. Is that like a reference to like a town that doesn't exist, or?
I don't know. Let's
do some research behind the scenes while I get through this. A tagline under the site's logo reads, "Where facts don't matter." All right. Well, there you go.
It's from Parks and Recreation.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the town. It's in it.
Oh, the author referenced. All right, got it. Very smart. Other news stories featured on the site Wednesday include: woman falls pregnant after sexual intercourse with used male sex doll she ordered on eBay. Woman sues Samsung for $1.8 million after cell phone gets stuck in her vagina. All right, so these are like examples of like the fake stories that they run.
Yeah, there's other ones. We've covered some of them on 1700 before, like one where a woman got pregnant after having sex with a corpse in a morgue. They're all fake, but they're fun ones to cover because of the comical aspect of it. And we always try to make sure that this isn't actually a true story. So, or it's like this, then articles put out with clickbait, making you think it's an actual story, and you find out it's not a real story while reading it. This one's good. The SNL writers figuring out how to get Amy Poehler to New York City for Saturday Night Live. Oh, yeah. I mean, looking at it, it's very similar. So but those are like the best lies that are like slightly based on truth and just on like the similarity of these two people, So we did have a story on 1700 a few weeks ago about a dude running. It was actually a Florida guy too, running a brothel out of the morgue he worked at. That was a true story. So some weird things do happen.
I think I just like drove by a brothel today.
Funny.
It was called like Spa House, or it looked super shady. And I was like, oh, I'm sure this is one of those special massage parlors.
Right. So, and then James Jordan, where is Master Bates today? Sadly, Master Bates is no longer with us. We won't really go much further into that. He chose to take other paths. So,
if you can find him on the socials, you might get an explanation, but that's all we're going to cover.
So, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, the reads. We need to get the reads done.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and read those off right quick. All right. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and mention to you about the. Let me actually get to the right spot first.
Yeah, that would help.
So gonna mention to you, go ahead and check out all the rest of the fine entertainment we have here on WO Network for you. You can go to the WO Entertainment page. We have the show list pinned to the page. It's at the very top. Regardless, I will read it off to you right now. So right now, the shows that we have for you at WO is Monday through Friday at 0800 Central Time. We have Wake Up with Gallatin. Tuesday at 1700 Central, we have WO Radio Show with Redneck Pimp and Goose. Wednesday at 1900 Central, we have Blue Phoenix Gaming with Jennifer. Thursday at 1400 Central, we have Cars and Coronas with Gapple Bays. And also Thursday at 1700 Central, we have the Harambe Keeper with Mickey, who you have seen in the comments there. He's been commenting away with us. We got Friday, 1900 Central, Happy Hour with William. Saturday at 1900 Central is Hot Boxing with Matt. That is a barbecuing and cooking show. He does a lot of competitions and barbecue competitions, stuff like that. Sunday, 1400 Central Standard Time, actually, which is it's 15:30. We start it now, right? No, 1500. 1500 Central Standard Time. The L Chain Fighters with
16.
Yep.
16.
With
Oh,
16 your time, 15.
Yeah, 15. Sorry.
Central Time.
I forget that WO does everything like an hour before. Oh,
Yep.
we're all sorry, guys. We're all in like different time zones when we do this.
So, but we list our times based off of Central, which is where
Yes.
WO Entertainment is based.
Right.
So, but at 1400 or 1500 Central, we have the L Train Fighters with me, Don, Niko. That's our tech and gaming and pop culture, nerd culture, just kind of covers the gamut in all things entertainment and science and technology. And then Sunday at 1700 Central, we are here on 1700 Summer. That's me, Niko, Don, maybe Chey. We're looking at hopefully trying to get a couple other people in here with us. But there's that read. Also, make sure you're checking out WO Entertainment and the WOHQ for information on Warrior Fest, which we still don't really have a lot going on that. We just know it's going to be around Veterans Day in November.
So, Athen, what is Warriors Fest, by the way?
Warrior Fest is basically it's a concert that we put on at a venue in Central or in the Midwest to basically just bring to light the 22 veterans a day who take their own life and just kind of give everyone a place to kind of go and raise money for that cause, raise money for WO Entertainment, because that is at WO Entertainment. That's our main cause, to be able to provide a outlet for people in that sense. So it's just basically it's a annual fundraiser event, I guess you could say, that we do for WO Entertainment. So
yeah, guys, it's a great event for a good cause. I mean, whenever we get more details, we'll put it out, but just know it's every year coming out. Sometimes this year, you know, the whole COVID pandemic and everything with quarantine, everything's up in the air. So there you go. 2 days of music and comedy for Warriors Outdoors. I mean, please stay tuned. Check up with us for more details whenever we get, the fine print all settled.
So it says it's our Super Bowl, November 5th and 6th. So,
right.
All right. So, from there we can continue on.
All right. Sweet. Let's see. You got one, or you want me to throw in some of the other ones?
I've only got a couple more.
Yeah, I think you got like the main hitters though.
So, I've only actually got one more out of those.
All right. Sure.
All right. So we'll go ahead and cover this one. So we've got is my share screen showing?
It is now.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk about how The Rock supports polls showing 46% of Americans want him to run for president. So we covered on ATF, The Rock is going to be playing Black Adam. And then now we're finding out that a lot of people want him to run for president, and he's actually interested in it.
I mean, people were wanting him to run for president when Trump was first running for president.
Mm-hmm. So, and it sounds like he actually might be interested in it too. It's been sounding like it. Actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows some support for a poll that shows 46% of Americans want him to run for president of the United States. And since he's a Pacific Islander, like, isn't he from the
Hawaii? He's
from Hawaii. He's not from the chain of islands that Guam's in?
No. His dad is Samoan, I want to say, but he is from Hawaii.
Okay, he's from Hawaii. Because I was going to say, even if he was like born in like say Saipan or Guam or even Tonga, those are protectorates of the United States, so he would still be considered a United States citizen.
Right.
So, but Dwayne Johnson has just shown some support for a poll that indicates 46% of Americans would support him running for U.S. president. In 2016, Johnson spoke on the possibility of running for president, citing the chance to affect global change as being an alluring reason to take on the role. Following Donald Trump's election to the highest office in the land 5 years ago, Johnson said that he couldn't count on an eventual presidential campaign of his own. Count out an eventual presidential campaign of his own. In 2000, Johnson spoke at the National Republican Convention. In 2016, he was a registered Republican, but in 2020, he endorsed Democrat Joe Biden's presidential campaign in an election that resulted in being elected president. I don't understand that one.
What?
Why he supported Biden. In the trailer,
most celebrities are Democrats.
But it's showing here he's been a registered Republican for 20 years. But in the trailer for his new show, Young Rock, the titular character, runs for president in 2032. This past February, Johnson said that he'd run for president if people wanted him to do so. And that is about all on this article, looks like. No, there's a little bit more. Okay. Earlier this week, Johnson used his Instagram account to upload a screenshot of a Newsweek article about a poll conducted in Pipsley that purportedly indicates that 46% of Americans would support him running for president. In the caption for the post, he takes a moment to express his gratitude. It's on the cover of Newsweek. Or no, not cover of Newsweek. That's a Twitter. Oh, no, that's the Rock retweeting something from Newsweek. Okay.
Is that his oh yeah, all right. Yeah, can you read his comments on the bottom on his post? The caption
on his post?
Yeah.
Down here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. So according to the poll, or you want humbling, I don't think our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bald, tattooed, half black, half Samoan, tequila drinking, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining their club. But if it ever happens, it'd be my honor to serve you, the people. Us. Okay. According to the poll, 39% of Americans think Hollywood stars can make good politicians, provided they've got the political aptitude. The other results showed that 30% of Americans would like to see Angelina Jolie run for president. Another 22% of voters would rather Tom Hanks run for the position. That one I can kind of go for. He seems stoic enough. Either way, it seems like a good amount of people are open to celebs running for office in one capacity or another. Considering that he has at different points been the highest paid actor in Hollywood, this news shouldn't be all that shocking. With a chiseled physique, endless charisma, and at one time even a mean catchphrase, Johnson is extremely a marketable guy. Over the last 15 years, he's appeared in numerous big-budget films, most notably as part of the Fast and the Furious franchise, the Fast and the Furious spinoff, Fast and the Furious Present, Hobbs and Shaw, a movie he co-starred in with Jason Statham and grossed $760 million at the box office when it was released. So we're going into a lot more of the ATF side of things here. Johnson's celebrity status on its own doesn't qualify him to become president, but as evidenced by this poll, his legacy as an entertainer has made a lot of people willing to support his potential run for president. It's also possible that this poll is being influenced because of the story of Young Rock, which is about his fictional 2032 presidential campaign. Biden has a few more years in office, but based on this poll, it looks like Americans might be interested in seeing more celebrities in the running in 2024.
If The Simpsons don't cover it in a show, then it's not factual.
So we got Gene saying Snoop Dogg for Prez, and Pemp over there saying, okay, Pemp for president 2024.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like when it comes to celebrity, like our celebrities and people like actually supporting them, I want to say it's like in a form of transparency in a way where like the people actually feel like they're more connected to these celebrities because they actually see them more. They're actually more involved. The general populace of people, because you actually have people like the average Joe. I mean, they have more interaction with actual celebrities than you actually have people that are more involved in politics. And there's a big divide on people that are involved in politics and those that aren't, right? And so you have like that level of transparency where like you have these celebrities posting that have more followers than politicians that have like, and it's kind of like people have like more of an insight on like to their daily lives and get like more of an understanding of who these people are than they would like regular politicians, where I mean nobody trusts like politicians anyways. And then but they're also actors, so they can act and they can lie. So are they really going to ever be telling the truth? But I do believe, I mean, I wish we had Chey on here to actually get into like the psyche of like the general people for why they would actually relate more or support these people. But I am speculating, so we'll give it that it's kind of like a level of transparency where they kind of have a more of an understanding, more of a feel on like who these people are because thank you, social media, right? On how they market themselves.
True, I can see that because I mean, even with that being, that's kind of always been one of the big cruxes to being a major Hollywood celebrity is you're always in the limelight. Like you don't really have privacy. You're always so it's like people. I can see how people are seeing it as in like, okay, they believe that because of this, they're going to, they're not going to be able to lie as easily. They're going to have, they have that air of honesty about them because of that.
Right.
So that's like, I think, but just as other people said, they're actors. They can lie, they can do all that, but that we have a look into their lives a little bit deeper than most typical politicians,
Right.
So, and then also because of the fandom of them being Hollywood people, there are people who actually just are fans of them just because of their work.
But like I said, more transparency, more exposure, right? They see like how they are on the screen. They also, see how they are with social media, like in their personal time. So, I mean, that's like one of the things. I mean, I also heard that's like one of the things like why Ronald Reagan won way back when, because I mean, he was an actor. But then again, the other thing is that they said like, oh, he wore makeup during a debate and who'd he go against? Nixon? No, not Nixon, because Nixon resigned. He went against somebody, and it was like, oh, Reagan won because he wore makeup because he's like an actor and he's used to TV. I don't know. So, let's see. We've got all right, another interesting one for you guys. Two moms were arrested for refusing to quarantine at a hotel after getting breast surgery. We like to keep you guys on your toes. Two women, from Ireland, were arrested for allegedly.
It was Carter.
Oh, okay, Carter. Allegedly refusing to go to a quarantine hotel after they returned from a medical tourism trip in Dubai. Ooh,
Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai doesn't play around with a lot of stuff. So two women left the UAE and arrived in Dublin airport on Friday, April 2nd, according to independent.ie. An Irish national news outlet. Yeah, so there's actually like a lot of places where it's like if you fly it's like you have to quarantine. And a lot of places are like in a hotel. So if they are like Irish nationals, it would be weird why they couldn't quarantine at home, right? So McGrath, Mulroney, yeah, I would say that they're Irish nationals. So why would they have to hole up in a hotel? Why couldn't they just go home? So that's one thing.
They had to quarantine in the hotel.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. All right, refusing to go to a quarantine hotel. All right, so a specific hotel. Landed the pair at Ballium Garda Station in Santry, Dublin. They were charged with violating the country's current health act. Oh, so I guess it's a specific thing for the country where...
Yeah, so it sounds like coming in...
They make them...
Flying into Ireland, you have to be under an observed quarantine, it almost sounds like, to make sure that you're actually quarantined.
Yeah, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
In late March, Irish health authorities announced that there would be a mandatory hotel quarantines for travelers who arrived from countries that were determined to be significant risk.
Dubai.
The UAE is included in in that list.
I can see that.
Yeah, any passenger who has been in any of these category 2 countries in the previous 14 days, even if only transiting through one of these countries, and even if remaining airside, legally required to quarantine at a designated facility. There we go. Mandatory hotel quarantine.
Yep.
Travel guidelines are published on the Department of Foreign Affairs. Reads, this applies even if the passenger receives a negative test result after arriving in the state. There are very limited exemptions to this requirement. McGrath Mulroney appeared before the judge April 4th. He said the two women were in the UAE for breast augmentation, were unaware of the hotel quarantine mandate. Guys, you got to be informed when you want to travel, especially with everything that's been going on.
There is that, but also at the same time, I mean, I understand it's Ireland, but
right,
that's a bit beyond, I think, where the government should be having, like, I don't know, I can't see them. That's a bit extra for them to institute a mandatory hotel quarantine like that.
Right.
So it's like, but that's, from an American point of view, our, freedom side of things, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, and it's weird that Ireland doesn't have that much of the freedoms and all that stuff because, Ireland right now they're in the middle of, like, I guess, civil war. They've got the, rebel armies and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know a lot about all that, so I'm not even going to talk about it. All right. So, Don had to step away for a minute, so you got me until he's back. So let's go ahead and see what I've got to be able to talk about. Let's see.
Oh, sorry about that.
My dog was, he's back.
Yeah, my dog was going crazy.
Oh.
So, all right, what else do we have?
I was going to just see if I could find a quick, easy story but we could cover anything, really. We got about a half hour.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. I got another one pulled up. I just had to step away for a second. Let's see. We've got a man becomes a cowboy and makes a paper horse during an Australian quarantine. Of all the things that people do during quarantine, right? Okay, here we go. This man certainly saddled up to make the best of his 2-week quarantine. Oh, wait, only 2 weeks? David Marriott, an art director from Sydney, Australia, thought he would take up juggling and spend his quarantine listening to music. Instead, he ended up turning himself into a paper cowboy using brown paper bags to make a costume and a paper horse named Russell. He even named the horse. Okay. Marriott traveled to the UK, and after his father died unexpectedly. All right. So, yeah, this goes back into when people travel to other countries, like, you have to do, like, a mandatory quarantine. And so this one, like, with this guy, mandated 2 weeks quarantine automatically.
But he can home quarantine.
Yeah, which also makes you think, it's like, when you guys want to really travel, like, internationally, you got to, like, take that into account. Oh, I want to go, let's say, the UK for what? A weekend? Let's say, like, a week. Oh, now you also have to account for what, 2 weeks quarantine, and then so you have to spend 2 weeks there, and then whatever trip that you wanted to take, and then when you come back, whatever quarantine time there. So you could take like a month out of your life just trying to travel once.
Well, that's on top of, you got to look into travel restrictions.
Exactly.
Wherever you're going. So if you want to travel to the UK, the UK requires you to be on quarantine for a week.
Yep.
And you're going to spend 2 weeks in the UK.
And I also hear that, like, I mean, there's like a lot of restrictions on the US too, where it's like, oh, if you're coming from the US, you have like whatever restrictions as well. But then again, seeing as how we've treated everything, I mean, it's kind of warranted, because there's some countries that like are COVID free. They don't have to worry about it at all. And here we are over a year.
I think it's being a little bit, I honestly think it's being a little more exaggerated than the truth of it is, but it's like to an extent, yeah. I don't know, like the whole quarantining thing and on traveling, I can understand that. It's like, even here in America, if you travel in America from another country, you have to quarantine for a week. Like, and actually, here in Oregon, where I'm at, if you even traveled out of state anywhere, coming back into Oregon, you had to quarantine for, I think it was a week. It might have been 2 weeks. So,
Well, I mean, if you also see how they treat like aircraft, you
mhm.
know, hey, social distance stays like at least 6 feet apart from people in the airport, and then we're gonna sit you next to a complete stranger as soon as you get on the plane. Double standards. Anyways, after quarantining in the UK before the funeral, Marriott expected another long 2 weeks on his way back in Australia. So he brought himself a portable speaker and juggling balls, according to The Guardian. However, just 3 days into his quarantine in the hotel in Brisbane, he found inspiration from his lunch, at least the brown paper bowl holding his lunch.
Oh, so they have hotel
Wow.
quarantines also.
Yeah, look, here you go. He's got his hat and the vest and the paper horse. I thought that's a hat if I add a brim to it. That was the beginning of the cowboy. Oh, so like he made the hat first based off of the paper bag from his lunch, and then he just made everything else.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome.
Here we go.
You got chaps too.
There it is. And
That's actually
chaps.
pretty awesome though.
And a belt. Oh, and the belt actually like laces through.
Mm-hmm. Do they not have like video games or TVs in these hotel rooms?
I mean, look at him. Does it look like he like plays video games? I mean, come on.
I guess you're right.
Found my cupboard an ironing board and dragged it out and put a desk lamp on it and thought, my God, there we go. There's a skeleton of a horse. Oh, yeah, I can see an ironing board. Yep, there's the legs. Yeah. God. Oh, okay. He made himself like
a little carriage.
Yeah, like a chariot. One-man chariot out of like what? Tape? Plastic wrap? Oh, look at it. All the water bottles and like all the food containers and stuff. Jeez, just stuck in a hotel for whatever amount of time.
That's because that's Ireland and Australia doing that. Doing the freaking hotel quarantine.
I mean, a lot of other countries do it too, so. Yeah, I thought that'd be like a fun one. Oh, let's see. We've got quite a bit of time left. So this, you know what? I'll just pull it straight from the actual site if I can find my tab. Here we go. It is Ripley's acquires the world's longest nails, finally cut after 30 years. All right, I'm gonna see if I can play this. Oh, there we go. Whoa, 30 years, that much growth in fingernails, and she's finally getting cut. They have to use a Dremel.
I'm just like,
oh, and she paints them.
Yeah, I don't understand how this.
I guess obviously she can't work because what can she really do?
Yeah, I don't see how she would be able to do anything with her fingernails. Like, how do you go to the bathroom?
She's got poopy butt.
Unless she's using one of them fancy European toilet fountains.
Oh, a bidet?
Yeah, that thing.
Or maybe she's got like a badass Japanese one.
Maybe.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, even like scrolling, I mean, you saw her like trying to like scroll through her phone. And it's like, that's got to be exhausting. All the weight that's on it.
Just, you know, seeing women that have, normal, really long fingernails, like that.
Right.
Just seeing them trying to do anything like use a phone or like if they're working at like a 7-Eleven trying to hit the buttons on the thing. It's like, how do you live with fingernails like that?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, or maybe she just does like shit the shower. Every time she shits, she like she's like scheduled herself. I was like, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, but even then with the fingernails, you can't even
jumping right in the shower.
You can't even scrub yourself in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen some of those like shower heads, man?
Get some really powerful ones, but
yeah, but she even paints them, and it's like, might as well just like dunk it in like a can of paint or just like spray paint it. And it's like actually like brushing it on the entire way. I mean, come on, that's like some dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this how? Ooh, 8 minutes. We're not gonna. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna spend 8 minutes on a video with like no audio. So I'm just gonna like scroll through this ahead. Yeah, nails. Let's see, consultation, getting it prepped. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, use a Dremel.
It's probably because they're worried that if you use a pair of clippers or something like that, it'll break them.
Well, yeah, and look how long they're still leaving it. You know, I mean, granted, you don't want to get close to the actual fingertip, but
it's like even because you know how fragile those would have to.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, that's still quite a bit of finger.
No, but look
left
how
there.
like the nail is like from her finger and how it just like goes out like because normally fingernails are flat, right? Do you see like how much vertical rise?
I'd say it's got to be like the weight of them pulling down.
Or yeah, down and out. I mean, that's even if she were to trim them like normally, I don't think that would still be a healthy.
It would probably
it's like
it would probably take a while for that to grow out because I mean that I'm sure that the formation would grow out.
Not even out. I mean, it's like, all right, look, see that, right? But it goes like way like a vertical rise, like way up past that.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. But what I was trying to say is like over time and not having the weight of the fingernails there as the fingernail grows,
right?
I would assume that without that tension, without that torque of the nail being pulled down, it'll grow out to be a normal nail again at some point.
Yeah, but 30 years, I mean, there's like deformation to like the nail and like the growth underneath in order for it to like get like that, you know?
And probably the nail bed too.
Yeah, the nail bed exactly. On how it just rises up like that. I mean, it almost looked like she put like 5 fake nails on top of it in order to get that lift.
Maybe. And or even just give it some reinforcement so it doesn't break because you know fingernails can be pretty brittle, especially after they've been there for a while. So it may have a
look at that
tension
thing
to break pretty easy. That is insane. And now she's got to be like, wow, I can actually do stuff with my fingers.
I can wipe my ass better.
I mean, I can just sit here and be like, man, you know how relieving that must be to have that. I mean, that's some dedication to do something like that just for.
Yeah, look, I could finally close my hand. I could actually go like this. For the first time in 30 years.
And a nail file. See,
you need you might need like a belt sander or like a hand grinder or something.
Angle grinder.
Yeah, geez. That is not enough. All right, and so they're gonna get donated to Ripley's. I mean, that's her nails now. Yeah, look, all of them. Oh wait, let's see if I can get it just right. Yeah, look, all of them. Look, that's a lot of lift. Oh, look,
yeah, her
look
nails
how
are
thick that is too. Yeah, no wonder they had to use a Dremel.
Freaking chainsaw and shit, dude.
Right? Oh, yeah, blah blah blah. Skipping through and up. Here we go. Are you not going to show it? There it is. Yeah, add it to Ripley's, and it'll be. I wonder. Hold on. Let's see if I can see what Ripley's it will actually go to. Previously featured on Ripley's Believe It or Not and Guinness World Book of Records. All right, so Ripley's. I guess she lives in Texas. Her nails were wait. Oh, altogether, altogether more than 24 feet each nail, I guess, end to end.
Did it say which one?
It says, all right. So when they measured her nails in 2017, they reached a combined total length of 18 feet, 10.9 inches.
Damn.
This time when she got them cut, they measured more than 733.55 centimeters, more than 24 feet. So they can do the conversion here, but they can't do the conversion here. Okay.
Do you know which Ripley's location it went to?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, but I'm finding all this other information.
Because there's 1, 2, 3 in Texas.
Wait. When reminded, it took her up to 20 hours and 2 bottles of nail polish to paint her tremendous talons.
Jeez.
20 hours to paint your nails? Is it even worth it at that point?
Yeah, like she's legitimately like painting them. I would, like you said, just dunk them in a tub of paint if it's like really
right.
But also, most women who paint their nails, they don't do it all the time. It's something that happens every couple weeks. So she'd probably, paint them gradually.
I can't find. Oh, there it is. See her nails in person in Ripley's Believe It or Not in Orlando. I've been there.
Oh, it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the building's the building's designed to be like upside down. So that's kind of cool.
So here we go. I got the Orlando location pulled up. Let me go ahead and bring up
that
my
should
share
be
screen.
off of International Drive, I believe. Yep, and that's it.
All right, so
24 feet? Come on. 30 years of poopy butt because you can't wipe yourself?
Hold on, let me.
Is it? Is it that worth it? I mean, so are you just going for a record at a time, or you're just like, yeah, I don't feel like wiping my ass anymore. I'm just gonna grow my.
All right, so here's the Orlando, Florida one.
I haven't been there in like so long. I love that place.
Traction. All right, where curiosity lives, what you'll see. So a shrunken head.
Yep.
A vortex tunnel.
God, that's still there.
Ocean's 11th hour.
Dude, I went there when I was a kid, and that vortex tunnel was there.
And it doesn't say anything about the fingernails so far. In the warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be probably in the warehouse, what we're looking at there. Collection artifacts, incredible art, animal oddities, and memorabilia. Let's see. Get into the groove in a dance party. We're seeing is believing. So that's probably the thing that you were talking about there. Explore the unusual and fascinating exhibits collected by the world-famous traveler Robert Ripley to be amazed, astounded, and most of all entertained. So yeah, let's see. Visit today.
Yeah,
they should have like some sort of online gallery of this stuff, but they don't. So
I don't know. I love Ripley's Believe It or Not. They have one in like Virginia Beach, and I think they have one in like Williamsburg when I was living in Virginia, like once upon a time, and those sucked. The one in Orlando is like the one to go to.
I can believe that, and it's not that horribly expensive for the auditorium. $27 for an adult, $17 for a kid. So,
free to 11. Yeah.
so not horribly expensive. You can, if you live near Orlando, you could go there.
Yeah, but I mean, it is. I mean, compared to like everything else that's in Orlando, like touristy wise, I mean that's fairly decent.
Mm-hmm. So, and then you've got one in San Antonio,
right?
They're actually all over the place.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to.
So it's like
share. Oh, wait, I'm going to share mine real quick. So look right here, the different layouts of the buildings. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one building laid out on the side. Here's one that's like a mishmash of stuff. One that looks like Taj Mahal-esque.
Okay.
So, I mean, they've got like a whole bunch, but this is like our next story. Sorry, I didn't mean to like hijack you there.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead. I'm pretty much done with that anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was a good one that we brought up the last week that we just didn't get to. A mafia fugitive was captured after trading trafficking for tortellini tutorials. So I guess so he had charges against him for trafficking, and the cops found him because he was doing like these cooking tutorials online, like on YouTube, and they just like found his videos.
I'm actually really interested in this because I watch a lot of cooking videos on YouTube,
Right.
so
Right.
I want to see if I recognize this person.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, blah blah blah. We don't care about any other stuff. Let's just talk about look,
So
all
this
of
article's
this
about the Ever Given.
Yeah, so why? Yeah, but it's not showing.
That's weird.
Oh, I guess this is like all of the stories
Okay.
on like one page. All right, here we go. After 7 years of searching, law enforcement finally caught up to an Italian mafia fugitive, Mark Farron, Claude Biart, on Wednesday after tracked him to the DR after discovering his cooking show on YouTube. Biart, 53, has evaded capture from Interpol, Central Criminal Police Directorate, and police forces across 10 different countries since he was convicted of drug trafficking for an organized crime or organization called, I'm not even going to attempt that. So
Ndrangheta?
yeah, in Ndrangheta, I guess, in 2014. Like a delicious meal. Yeah, okay. Police were tipped off to a cooking show featuring a host who didn't show his face, but did show his tattooed body giving tutorials on authentic Italian food. It didn't take long for police to figure out who the mystery chef was based on these unique identifiers.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little.
Biart was a long way from Italy when he was arrested at a tourist resort in Boca Chica, municipality of Santo Domingo. Authorities reported that Biart had been laying low in the DR for over 5 years after a stint in Costa Rica. Yeah. Oh, they recognize him just based off of tattoos. Wow.
I want to find his.
You know how lame that'd be? You're like, oh, I want to be an influencer and like show these, or even better, even more genuine. I want to share these recipes from my childhood and teach people how to cook these certain things. Oh, and I'm arrested. What do you know?
I'm trying to find. I want to see if I can find this dude's videos.
Yeah, I don't know. I already closed that out, but. I mean, I didn't see I went through that article. I didn't see anything about like them like, plugging his information.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we brought this up about the ship that blocked the Suez Canal. Apparently, there's a counterpart, and that a Florida boat copies the Suez Canal cargo ship and blocks an entire freeway. A boat in Florida was apparently jealous. Yeah, I'm not going to. No. On Thursday evening, a 38-foot-long pink and white boat somehow landed on the Interstate 10 near Crestview, blocking traffic for hours, according to NWF Daily News. The accident happened when a 64-year-old Pensacola man was hauling his boat west when the trailer started to sway and collided with the guardrail. Ooh, trailer sway is always bad.
Yes.
Oh, dude, even like driving next to him on the freeway, it's like, all right, I got to speed up and get past you because it just goes and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get caught. And
trailer sway is because because people are driving faster than what they should be.
Yeah. Look. But then again, it looks like only 2 lanes. So
I mean, those kind of things.
The motors happen on that thing.
Yeah, those twins.
Yeah.
I mean, these kind of things happen a lot more often than what you think. This just happens.
That happens more often
than you would think. Oh yeah, boats falling off trailers. Yeah,
blocking often. The interstate like that.
I mean, if a boat falls off a trailer when you're on an interstate, what else do you think is going to happen?
Well, generally it'd be smaller boats right? And even a smaller boat, I mean, you would still be able to get around, right? You wouldn't completely take up the interstate.
And that's going to be that's a big, heavy boat. I mean,
yeah, but then again,
depends
it's
on what
Florida.
kind of-
I mean, somebody just needs to take their dually and just like move it.
yeah. I mean, and also, so his trailer sway, the boat probably wasn't on the trailer quite properly, because that would have meant the load was uneven, and when they start going over a certain speed, the trailer starts rocking back and forth, and it tips and launches off. I mean, boats do fall off trailers reasonably often.
There's
So-
also a lot of other factors on how it was strapped and what are the weather conditions and all that other stuff.
But I think this article has a lot more to do with the fact that they can capitalize on the fact of the whole Ever Given thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still trying to find
Man, this week, this is just the week for boats behaving badly.
right. So I'm still trying to find more info on this dude that made the videos, because what it sounds like to me is his videos were a Babish type video. So he saw the cooking with Babish videos and was like, oh, I could do this. Because Babish videos, he's, it's just from his chest down to like the upper part of his waist.
I mean, a lot of people do that. Yeah. And Babish was like one of the forerunners for doing just, hey, let's just focus on the food and let's just do the cooking.
So
like take my personality out of it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll keep looking for some stuff on that. So maybe next week we might be able to squeeze something in there about it. So.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What do we have? This one has been talked about. What is this? Why can't I make that banner go away? Oh, well, this banner down here is going to stay up. Nike announced Thursday that it settled its lawsuit against MSCHF, the company that collaborated with Lil Nas X to reduce the controversial Satan shoes. The company will issue a voluntary recall of the shoes as a condition of its settlement. I bet those
MSCHF, I think that's supposed to be mischief.
I'm pretty sure that those shoes are going to be outrageous in cost because now they're going to be recalled. They're going to be a collector item. Well, and there are a lot of sneakerheads that they charge outrageous amounts for shoes.
So these shoes have human blood in them, right?
I'm gonna get to it
because I thought let's go because we're coming short anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we got like 3 minutes. We're gonna run through this real quick. The Satan shoes are a modified version of Nike Air Max's 97s. Each pair features a bronze pentagram charm, an inverted cross, and 1 drop of human blood. See, according to the company, even with a $1,018 price tag. Why $1,018? All right. The reference to the Bible passage, Luke, there it is, 10:18, which reads, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. The 665 pairs of shoes sold out within minutes after being released in March. Company initially planned a giveaway for the 666th pair, but Nike filed a lawsuit soon after the shoes were released, alleging they violated its trademark and damaging its brand. The company said the shoes were likely to cause confusion and dilution and creation of erroneous association with Misfits products and Nike. And there is the shoe. Where's the blood? That's what I want to know. There's the pentagram. It's going to be like in the air cushion.
Something. I don't know. It has a drop of blood in the shoe somewhere itself, which is weird. I'm wondering about that. Maybe it's in the pentagram.
Yeah.
But because I would expect it to be visible. But with it, is this something that was actually like sanctioned by Nike? Did they get licensing to do that?
I mean, I guess. But then again, you know how big companies are. It's like, hey, do this thing, and then they have like no oversight over it. So,
and then another thing. Oh,
yeah. Let me just finish this real quick. Because we're running out of time. Nike obtained a temporary restraining order, blanking Misfits from fulfilling any additional orders. Well, Misfits lawyers said that more than 600 orders were filed or were filled by the time the restraining order was approved. The company also agreed to voluntary recall for its Jesus shoes, a pair of Nike sold in 2019 that apparently had holy water added to the soles. Removed from circulation. There's another shot of the shoes. So we will probably have to cover this next time around. and get more info on it because we are out of time, guys. Unfortunately,
I will get more info on it. And I was just wanted to say one thing that I was thinking about on this, and we can talk more about it next time. But it's illegal to sell human body parts and all that stuff. So would that, like the blood within the shoe, wouldn't that be considered human remains, human body parts?
Not really remains, but then again, if somebody's like willing to do so, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a whole bunch of red tape that the company may or may not have like went through for it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they got like bigger fish to fry than like, you know, that. I'm pretty sure that is like on the bottom end of the total poll than like all the outrage that everybody's taken from this. Mm-hmm. Like it was saying, I was like, oh, everybody was for Jesus shoes with holy water. But nobody wants these. Mm-hmm. I mean, two opposite ends of the spectrums. Of course, there's going to be outrage.
Yeah. So, all right, we can talk about this more next week.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for watching us. Make sure you go check out W Entertainment. Make sure you check us out on our social medias. It's been streaming across the screen at the bottom the entire time. I'm Athen. Look me up there. He's Don. Look him up there.
By all means, guys.
We will see you next week. Have fun. Enjoy your weekend.